The reason why you're paying for a lawyer, it's because of two things only. One is they give you expert advice, and the second one is they write the letter representing your case to the Home Office. But if you don't have a lawyer, here's the 5 reasons why you should write your own letter. One of them is you explain to them that you know why you're applying. You explain that you meet the rules. Now, you might not know the rules, but you just say that I'm applying for limited leave to remain, or I'm renewing my visa and I'm applying for this specific visa because I already applied it before. So no need to go into the rules if you don't know the rules, but just acknowledging what you are applying for. The second one is to explain that the question on the form does not apply to you. Because you may have come across when you're completing your own online application, it shows you the form, or it shows you the question. It asks the question that does not apply to your circumstances. And it doesn't allow you to move to the next question unless you tick yes or no. You need to take note of that specific question and then write it down on the letter. Because if you just assume and submit your form hoping for the best, that they will analyze or pick up that the question that doesn't apply to you and you answered it, that they will just ignore it. So it can be very serious mistake if you just send your application without explaining that a specific question did not apply to you, but you had to say yes because it wouldn't let you move on to the next question. The third reason why you need to write a cover letter is to explain that a specific document that they've asked on the mandatory document list doesn't apply to you, or you can't provide it, or you can provide only a specific document that should explain why they're requiring you to provide it. Okay? So it may be, for example, a birth certificate or a utility bill of your ex-partner that you can't provide, but if you tick yes on the mandatory because it doesn't allow you to move to the next page, and you have to tick all those documents that the computer has specified, you have to explain why you can't provide it, or you have to explain that the document listed on the computer does not apply to you, and therefore they should ignore it. The fourth one is sometimes when you're in a rush, you complete the form and then realize, or you may be so tired and you don't realize that you made a mistake on the form until you actually click submit. And there's no way of turning back. We've all done it. Don't worry. We've all done it. We've made mistakes. You can't assume that the Home Office read your mind, that you made a mistake. You have to specify the mistake. And the only way to do that would be in the cover letter. And lastly is if your circumstances has changed and you want the Home Office to know about special circumstances that you want them to take into account when they're deciding your application, you need to include it. Okay? So it could be that you moved out from your partner's address. You're now living in a different address, but you still see your partner, you still see your children while you're sorting out permanent accommodation or whatever that you need to explain to the Home Office. Now, it's not an excuse that you can't explain in the letter, because these days you can go to Google Translate. You can insert your language, whatever language you're fluent in. It can be, let's say, a dialect, and just write it on the Google Translate and then it translates it to English. Cut and paste it, but read the English and see if the sentence that you want to include in your letter. And make sure, lastly, just some tips, make sure that when you're writing, please check the spelling, check that the sentence is correct. There's a period there. Don't write a letter that's full of grammatical errors and full the capital letter, and it's just all so informal. Please show some consideration to the caseworker reading it and you're in the UK, make sure that the letter that you're sending is not full of incorrect spelling, incorrect grammar. Check that it's formal as a sign that you respect. Okay? I hope I've given you good tips on why you should write a cover letter. And if you want to buy a template, then go to the description and you'll find that you can access a template for £4.99. Very cheap. Okay, thank you for watching. Click subscribe and like.